This is Bob Maloney from MyMMAnews.com, and for the first time, I get to speak with Jillian Boyer. Jillian has her second fight coming up at Art of War 19 on July 31st in Feasterville, Pennsylvania at the Sportsplex. Jillian, we're coming up on fight week. Before we even talk about the fight and all that, tell me how you're feeling. I know that you've been working hard, and you just got done training some cross-training over in Maryland today at Method MMA. How you feeling? What's going through your mind and your gut right now?
I'm excited. This is the first time that I'm competing that I'm actually like really stoked for it. My body feels great. I've been working really hard. I've been running every day, getting that cardio right. I feel like I've done all the right things in this camp, and I know that it's going to shine brightly when I get under those lights. So I'm excited for it.
Well, Jillian, listen, let's talk about how you got here. Okay. You obviously got into mixed martial arts in the last couple of years, but what brought you into mixed martial arts and to actually fighting? I love to talk to the newer people. Like I said, this is your second fight, first time we got to speak. How did you get here? What was your path? Was it a fighter? Was it somebody that you bonded with? How did we get to this point?
So it's actually a little bit of a sad story, but I'm willing to share. So, unfortunately, very early on in my life, I was in an abusive relationship, and I got to the point where when I finally left that scenario, I wanted to learn basically how to defend myself in case anyone ever tried to put their hands on me again, and at the very least be able to like do enough to get away. And I went to my first class, and I was really good at it. So that made it all the more exciting, because I was like, oh, I'm actually like, this is fun. And so that's kind of how I got involved. And I was, my original first school was Method MMA. And if you know the Abneys, Eddie, Michelle, they're just so supportive. They literally, I say jiu-jitsu saved my life. I mean that sincerely. Back then, I was going through some hard times, and I feel like jiu-jitsu gave me the tools to kind of get through my personal life and problems and manage that a little bit better. And it helped that I had really, really great people backing me and supporting me. And I don't know, I have pretty bad social anxiety. I know it doesn't seem like it. I'm good in front of a camera, but going to new places is really hard for me. So feeling like I walked into a place where I was immediately welcomed, like I was at home. It's tough enough to be a female in the sport, and then to add, things that may happen when you go to different gyms. And I didn't experience any of that at Method. Like I just felt like immediate family, and I was welcomed with open arms. So made it really easy to like stick to it and want to continue to do it.
Well, one of the reasons I became a big fan of yours is because before, not Jillian the fighter, but Jillian the person, is you were very open on social media, and you talked about, kicking your nicotine habit, which is very hard to do. You talked about anxiety. So you're saying mixed martial arts has helped you with those things? I mean, the training, you feel that it, has helped you with your problems that you've dealt with?
Yeah, I've come from a very riddled past. I was homeless at one point in my life. I had an addiction problem. I was a former smoker. I'm coming up, August will be my 3 years of nicotine sobriety. I, at one point, kind of lost every single thing that I lost custody of my kids. I lost everything. I had no friends. I had no family. I kind of burned every bridge there was to burn. And I found myself very alone and in a very dark place for a long time. And when I found jiu-jitsu, because that's my base is grappling. And when I found jiu-jitsu, it gives you the tools to just be able to adult a little bit better, and it teaches you patience, and it gave me so much confidence in my body. And like, you don't realize what you're capable of until you start really using your body. And I think people sometimes just don't even worry about that type of thing. But for me, that was the most important thing, because I was beat down by life so hard for so long. It's like I needed something to help me grow confidence back and gain my self-esteem back. And it helped me really reach for goals that I never thought were attainable. My first fight being one of those. I promised myself that I would take that fight if I could quit smoking. So I had quit smoking for a full year before I even started looking. And, you know, it was a really cool experience. And, you know, I think a lot of times people gravitate to me because they know I've been through some stuff in life, and life is so beautiful for me now. I bought my first home this year. Well, going on a year almost. Through pandemic, house shopping, let's go. I got completely out of debt. And yeah, I think jiu-jitsu was the base of me starting to regain my balance and learn about myself and find how to live again in a joyful way. And just really, I employ gratitude in everything. I think that's my main mantra. Gratitude is king. I say it every day. I say it on almost every post I post. I'm just grateful to be here. There was a point in time where I really didn't know if I'd survive. I did attempt to take my own life at one point, and it was a really sad time for me. And I woke up the next morning. I woke up the next morning and I found jiu-jitsu not long after that. And I think that's why I say it saved my life, because it gave me direction. It gave me a goal. It helped me love myself again. Yeah. So sorry, that was a whole long spiel for that. But yeah.
Listen, Jillian, I could listen to you all day. Listen, to be honest with you, stories like yours are why I love what I do. Because I love to hear how the sport has helped people. Yes, you want to get in there and have success and become a world champion and all that stuff. But when it helps you in real life, it's that's why I love the sport so much, because it helps people, like I said, not just be, you know, this macho, I can kick your ass, but the way the sport affects people and helps them. I love to tell the story, and I'm just so happy that we finally got to talk, because I love the story. I'm over here, I got chills thinking about how awesome this story is. What a fighter you are. You're literally a fighter, not just in the cage, but your entire life. To come from what you've told me, what you've come from, is just gives me so much more admiration and love for you. You're just so awesome, man. I just love it. And this is the kind of story why my MMA news, this is the kind of stuff we like, not just the fights. We get to hear about real life. And like I said, you're fighting every day. You're not just fighting in the cage. You're fighting every day for your life. I know your kids are in your life. You can give your kids a shout out. I see you with them. They're gorgeous. And I know your daughter plays volleyball. I see you go there supporting all the time. Give your kids a shout out.
So literally my whole reason for existing, and the reason I try to be the best version of myself every single day, is these two beautiful kids. My son his name is Caden. He's in every sport known to mankind. He wrestles, football, you name it, the kid wants to try it, and I'm all for it. He's also a gamer, and he loves that. So I'm like, try to have a good balance of activity with, okay, now you can sit with your friends and put your headphones on and not bother with the world for a little while. And then my daughter, who's 14, her name is Cameron, literally my little clone through and through. She's also in volleyball. She took to volleyball much more than anything else, but she's involved in basketball and a couple of other sports. This year's been hard. The last 2 years have been hard with, going through COVID stuff, but she stuck with the volleyball. She's really great at it. She, again, very natural athlete, which is kind of my background. My dad was an athlete. I was a swimmer. I was a soccer player. I did all the things. Super tomboy. So they kind of both take after me and my family in that way, that they're just really naturally really good at athletic things, and they just kind of take to it and enjoy it. So yeah, they're my whole wide world. And my daughter is the spitting image of me. She's sassy. She's just a spitfire, and I love every second of it. So I'm like, I never worry about her. My son, on the other hand, he's too sweet for everything. He's just like the most adorable human. Like, he's just always hugging and always always worried about everybody and helping and lending a helping hand. My daughter, not so much. She's kind of a loner like me, where she's just on her own, doing her own thing. So yeah.
Well, listen, I can see the glow from you talking about them, and it's a beautiful thing. Now let's move on to the guts and the glory. Let's talk about the fight. Okay. Talk to me about, who your coaches are, what your fight team is, who's helping you get ready for this battle, because I know, as much as you're training and hard as you're training, it's still important to win this fight if you can. So talk a little bit about the people who are, in your corner right now, who's helping you the most get ready for this.
So I've been in the fight community for a long time, and I know a lot of people, and I recently told you about a house, and it's in the Harrisburg area, and I've been kind of looking around. Traveling to train doesn't work well with my schedule. I have 2 kids, I have 2 jobs, so it's just kind of impossible. So I started kind of looking around the area, got some really great recommendations from friends in the fight game, and I started training at Harrisburg BJJ and Judo. They're amazing in there. Again, walked into that place and feel like family. I just got a massage from one of the gals I trained with yesterday. Everyone's just welcomed me with open arms. I have 2 coaches, 2 corners, Jack Ballantyne, he's at Harrisburg BJJ, and he's fought, so he's a well-known name, and Jack's perfect for me. His coaching style is very calm, very level-headed. That works just really well for me, because I don't do well with people yelling at me. Like you get the best version of me when you can just kind of let me be a goofball and joke around and laugh and have fun and play, and not take things too seriously. Like, I know it's serious. We're fighting. We're getting punched. I get all that. So like I know the levity of it. However, I'm better at it when I get to have fun. And Jack just lets me be me. And then I'm really great with constructive criticism. So at the end of every practice, he and I sit down, and he's like, hey, here are the things that you did really well today. And he pumps me up, and he's like, I saw this and this and this and improvement in these areas. And here are the things that you need to work on next training session. So every time we sit down, the very next training session, I go in and I correct errors or try and, adapt to the different training that he's giving me from what I've had in the past. My other corner is Randy Fry, which is also a well-known name in the industry, and Dr. Rand's amazing. He's a little less calm than Jack. He's a handful, so I have to really prep myself for his energy. He will unpack the whole treasure chest for you and tell you all the secrets, and then be like, all right, let's try it. So I think I ground Randy a little bit, because I'm like, Randy, you're overwhelming me. And I think he pumps me up a lot, where it's like, oh, we got this good energy back and forth. So we're kind of yin and yang, but it somehow works. And his hand wraps are the best in the biz. So I'm really excited for that. And then I do go train with him at Gracie 717 in Lancaster once a week. And we pretty much work all of our jiu-jitsu, and I do everything with Jack, and then just specialize with my jiu-jitsu stuff with Randy. And then I do, the regular classes at Harrisburg. So I did gi the other day, which I haven't been in a gi in a long time. So I was overwhelmed. I'm like, oh, I just got wrist lock. That was crazy. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Oh, loop choke rate. So yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, listen, I see you out there running all the time, and I'm like, this girl's getting her cardio in. You really got to fall in love with running. You really, because you know what? That's if I had to pick one thing that most fighters hate, it's the running. It's guys who run. I mean, people who run, they just, that's the one thing they don't like. I mean, a lot of guys would rather get their cardio in sparring or something else, but sprinting or running, is like, and it looks to me like you're enjoying yourself out there when you're running and having a good time.
Time in my life, I've been loving this running. I'm out there and I'm like, oh, just another hour. Like, I'll just step out. And I'm like, who is this human? Because I do a lot of swimming as well. I'm a former swimmer, so getting in the pool is easy on your joints and it's great cardio workout, full body. So I love that as well. But man, I have just really started, and like if I miss a day of running, I'm like, oh, I didn't get my, I turn my headphones off. I know that sounds silly, but I turn them off. I leave them on so that it kind of blocks out, so people don't stop me or try to talk to me or any of that, because I'm there for a job. And man, if I can get outside to run, I am for it. Now, I am a whole different animal inside the gym. I don't care for running on a treadmill, so I will do I don't even say the minimum, but I'll do way less than my 12-mile jog or whatever I've been doing outside. So luckily for me, it's been really beautiful out, and I really haven't had any. I got caught in the rain the other day, but I loved it. So I was like, this is great too. Maybe I'll just run in the rain. Who cares? So yeah, it was good. It was a neat experience. I got to I went out. I'm so corny. I'm like drenched, soaking wet. I did like I had 3 miles to go before I was like back to my car. And I'm like, well, I'm in the rain. I might as well sit here on this bench and like meditate. So I'm like in the rain, meditating. Weird. Loved it.
Well, listen, let's fast forward to fight night. First of all, what song have you picked your walkout song yet?
I did originally pick a song, and the more I thought about it, the more I just really didn't care for it. It's kind of corny, and I really wanted something that felt very me. So I did pick a song. I'm super excited about it. It's not a traditional like walkout song. It's a female singer, which I thought was important to me because I'm all for women's empowerment and all of those good things. And I love it. I love it for me. Yeah. People are going to be like, oh, that's weird, but I don't care.
Now, listen, if you have your choice, would you rather win by knockout? Would you rather take her down and submit her? Or would you rather just have a dominant decision so that you can get extra rounds in? What would be your ideal result?
I really have no preference other than I would really like to be able to showcase all the hard work that I've been putting in. So if that means going the distance, I'm really comfortable there. If it's a knockout, hopefully I get some time before that happens. If it's a submission, same deal. I have really been enjoying standing lately. And I think the coaching is just so good that it's like, man, I learned so much about myself through this camp. And the process of like really feeling confident on my feet has been a tough process for me because it's just not as natural as the grappling came. But oh my gosh, people see me now. Like one of my former training partners, he came to train not too long ago, and he was like, your hands are really good. Like you need to just throw. He's like, be confident in yourself because it's there. I'm like, okay, cool. So that gave me a little extra like boost yesterday chatting with him. So I felt good to see that like he knew me back when I first started, and my stand-up was hot garbage. It was so bad. So really starting to like let myself throw my hands. So I don't care where it goes. I'm just excited to be like in there. All my friends and family there supporting me. What a cool thing that I get to do. And it's a joy to be part of it.
Well, listen, I'll be commentating, and I get to go in and talk to the winning fighters. So I look forward to seeing you at the weigh-ins and doing your thing in person. Before we go, Jillian, give some shout-outs or some love to anybody you want, wherever you work, whoever has been providing you with some moral support. We know how lonely it is inside the cage, and you need that support outside the cage. So give out some love to those who you do love or who's going to be screaming for you to win.
I already shouted out my kids, so we're going to get some other people. I've had so many amazing friends throughout this journey that just reach out, make sure I'm good. My dearest friends, Autumn, Ella, Jillian. I have so many people that are, supporting me. My bosses at 717 Tattoo, where I work my daytime job. I'm also a bartender at Savannah's in the evening, and everyone has been so flexible with me and wonderful. And if I'm having a rough day or I need extra sleep, like, people are like, yeah, go do your thing. Like, they've just been such a wonderful support system, and I'm so grateful for everyone. My coaches, obviously, Randy Fry and Jack Valentine, and I literally think that they are the reason I'm going to be successful in this fight. That change for me has been really important. And, I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's get in there and lock that door.
There you go. First interview with Jillian Boyer. Hopefully it's not our last. Jillian, best of luck in your final preparations heading into fight week. And I'm glad to hear that you don't have any, like, but 5 pounds to cut. So I know you won't be starving yourself. So you won't be miserable at weigh-ins when I come up to talk to you. That's a good thing. So like I said, man, it was a pleasure talking to you. I love your story, and it's hard not to root for you. I know you have to stay neutral in my spot, but I root for everybody. And like I said, I really appreciate you opening up and telling everybody that's going to watch this about you. It's a tremendous story. I'm so happy that you found something that enriches your life and improves yourself. And like I said, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, and let's do it again soon.
For sure. And just a shout out to you. You're literally the best in the biz. I've been following for a long time, and I'm just so grateful for this moment. Like, this has been so much fun for me, and can't wait to do it again. So thank you, Bob.
Me too. Jillian, I'll see you next week. Like I said, happy fight week, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a great event. Hopefully when your fight's over, you'll be out watching the rest of the card with us.
Heck yeah, I will be, for sure.